All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on one of the most intense corporate showdowns in Hollywood history. We're talking about the billion-dollar battle for Warner Bros. Discovery. And trust me, this is about way more than just who makes the next superhero movie. It's about who gets to control the future of entertainment itself.
And believe it or not, this epic fight came to a screeching halt with this one sentence. I mean, think about it. When Netflix, the absolute king of streaming, the company that changed everything, publicly says, "We're out," you know the story behind it has to be incredible. This wasn't just ending a negotiation, it was the final gunshot in a massive bidding war.
So, who were the heavyweights in the ring? Well, in one corner, you had Team Netflix. Their plan was surgical. They wanted to carve out the crown jewels, the legendary Warner Bros. Studio, and of course HBO, for a tidy $83 billion. The plan was to just get rid of the old-school cable stuff. But in the other corner, you had Team Paramount, coming in with a completely different approach, a massive $108 billion hostile takeover for the whole shebang. Two giants, two totally different game plans.
So that begs the question, right? What exactly is this prize they were fighting over? What makes Warner Bros. Discovery so incredibly valuable that two of the biggest names in media were willing to go to war for it? Well, the truth is, the company is a total paradox. It's a giant with one foot in the future, and the other's stuck in the past.
And that's really the core puzzle we're going to solve today. How on earth can a single company be the undisputed champion of the box office, just absolutely crushing it, while at the very same time, other massive parts of its business are in a nosedive? Let's break that down.
Okay, first, let's talk about the champion part. In 2025 alone, films from Warner Bros. Brought in a jaw-dropping $1.89 billion, and that's just at the US box office. I mean, that is just pure, undeniable movie-making muscle. And you want to see how they did it? Just look at this lineup. Huge hits like a Minecraft movie and the new Superman were just printing money. In fact, in 2025, they had an absolutely historic run where 9 of their movies opened at #1. That kind of streak is, well, it's almost unheard of. It proves their movie machine was firing on all cylinders.
But, and this is a huge but, here is the other side of that paradox. This chart says it all. While the movie studio's profitability skyrocketed by an amazing 52%, their traditional cable TV business, channels like TNT and TBS, saw its profitability absolutely crater, dropping 21%. It's like two different companies living under the same roof, going in opposite directions.
And one of the biggest symbols of that decline, a real body blow, was losing the domestic rights to the NBA. Now, this is so important because in a world where everyone is cutting the cord, live sports are basically the glue holding traditional TV together. Losing the NBA wasn't just a blow to their ego. It instantly took a 4% chunk out of their ad revenue. Ouch. But here's where it gets interesting. Warner Bros. Discovery didn't just curl up and accept defeat. No, this major setback actually triggered a complete strategic overhaul. They immediately went on the attack to rebuild their entire sports lineup.
The fight with the NBA got ugly, and it got ugly fast. It started with an actual lawsuit, but the real knockout punch came from the fans, who were terrified of losing the legendary show inside the NBA. So by November, they reached this really unique settlement. They lost most of the games, but they managed to save the show itself, which is now going to be produced by TNT, but will air on ESPN. A wild solution for sure.
So with the NBA chapter closing, WBD went on an absolute shopping spree. They needed to prove they were still a major player in sports. They grabbed college football playoff games, they got NASCAR, the French Open. They were basically sending a loud and clear message to everyone. TNT Sports is not going anywhere. And you have to remember all of this drama, this frantic rebuilding of their sports division, was all happening while the bidding war was raging in the background. Which brings us back to the main event. How in the world did Paramount put together an offer so good that it completely blew a behemoth like Netflix out of the water?
They did it with a brilliant 4-step strategy. And this wasn't just about offering more cash. It was a calculated plan designed to eliminate every single shred of doubt and risk for WBD's board. They systematically made their offer impossible to say no to. Let's look at the details.
See, this is what I mean by brilliant. Each piece of this offer was designed to solve a specific problem. The $31 all-cash offer, that removes any stock market risk. The massive $7 billion regulatory fee, that's basically an insurance policy in case the government tries to block the deal. The ticking fee pressures everyone to close quickly. And then, the final checkmate, promising to pay Netflix's $2.8 billion breakup fee, it was just a tactical masterpiece. So this knockout offer gave WBD's board the legal cover they needed to trigger a clause called a company's superior proposal. You can think of it like an escape hatch that's built right into the original merger agreement. Once they officially declared Paramount's offer superior, that was it. Netflix had just 4 days to match it. They didn't. And just like that, the war was over.
So, Paramount wins a prize. The dust settles. Now what? What does this new mega company actually mean for the industry? And more importantly, what does it mean for all of us watching at home? What does the future look like now?
The fallout from this is going to be huge. We're talking about combining two of the most famous studios in Hollywood history, merging TNT Sports with CBS Sports to create a new sports juggernaut. But on the flip side, it raises very real fears about thousands of layoffs. It creates a ton of uncertainty for the future of iconic brands like CNN. And of course, this whole thing isn't even a done deal yet. It still has to get past the government regulators.
Which really leaves us with this one final massive question. As these media empires keep getting bigger and bigger, as they keep consolidating, are we headed for a future where just a few gigantic companies control everything we see and hear? What happens when the battle for our attention is fought only by giants? It's definitely something to think about.